This is at the entrance of Beyonce Hive. What those bees are doing in there is amazing. As you can see, they're coming out, they're taking off. As soon as they're taking off, they have those that are landing. And they do this all day. They're bringing honey in by the pound. So I'm going to bring you in a little bit more so you can see their legs. You'll see that some of the bees, those that land, look on their legs. Have a lot of honey going in. You got one or two of the male bees there, the drones, making sure that the door is secure. They're just making sure everything is running tip-top shape. Bringing that pollen in. See all that pollen on the legs there? That actually this other hole normally was for a feeder, and that's a little too big. I'm gonna have to make some alterations to that. Look at them bringing that pollen in. Yeah, that's a little too big, because what the bee have to do is protect that area, so they see that area as a location of vulnerability. Notice all that pollen that's landing. Notice they really got active that one door. A lot of action is not happening in that other door here. It's mostly being guarded and protected. One or two things come out, but the activity is coming out right there. That's where they want the activity to be. That entrance right there. Got a few guys coming out just taking off, but ain't nobody bringing nothing in. Everything they bringing into this hole, and the worker bees are probably at that hole ready to do what they do with the stuff, with the nectar. Look at the pollen going in. These bees, look at the bees coming. These bees are coming from everywhere. They're flying by my head. Zoom, 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 zoom. These bees are coming from anywhere between 5 miles on in. A rose, a plant. It's going to be different types of honey in there with different color of honey in there for where they done been teaching each other to go to certain spots, going to the same place. That way they can bring about the same honey. Look at them working. Look at them moving. There's a lot of them up under there. But they're working that door hard. Look at that. They're working that door hard. They coming in. They leaving out 200-300 times a minute. All day, every day. When you go inside, you have different bees doing different things. You have some bees that's setting up the next part of the nest in which they're gonna hang. You got some bees that are connecting together. It may be a spot in there where they're putting some comb. It may be some people in there, some bees that are help taking the pollen off the legs of the other bees. You got some bees in there that are just feeding the queen. You got some bees in there that are just cleaning up the space and make sure the next location is ready to go. So everybody in there has a job, and you got coordinating bees in there who give them their jobs, who can jump on them bees, give them a shake, and let them know, hey, you're supposed to be doing this. Hey, you're supposed to be doing that. Hey, we're doing this right now. Hey, we're doing that right now. So there's a hierarchy of bees in there. But at the same time, there's a strict chain of command coming directly down from the queen. And that's how all orders are followed. The bees don't have to do too much of communication. They're programmed already with the principles, and then what they do then is just activate which principles they need to activate, especially those in the worker bee. The worker bee may be doing a few things in which, as far as principle, is just part of her actual makeup, to where some of the drone bees, they have a smaller makeup, they have a little less principles, to where they only kind of doing one or two things. So everybody has a job, everybody is communicating. Sometimes they need more of this than that, and they have to adjust. Sometimes they need to do some things to where people have to switch jobs, where they may have to get rid of the drones, where they may have to make another queen, where they may have to make more of this, make more wax, So it's a ceremony of things going on. There's a collaboration of systems that are being done. There a wide, complex range of things that have to happen, and they're making sure that those networks and that connectivity is doing that. One of the things, when you see a lot of bee workers, they normally have a smoke can. They have the smoke can simply because if you do want to work with the bees, and if there are some, you'll be able to pick it up. I think myself, I've noticed now a different sound from the bees' wings. Right now, you can't hear them. If they start to fly in a way in where they feel threat, you'll hear them bees. Them bees, when you hear bees and it's a swarm of bees, they normally don't make that sound. Like right now, you don't hear that frequency of sound being made, simply because they're not under that duress or threat or stress. But if they start to fly with a loud sounding wing, that means that the order to protect has probably been given, and somebody is going to protect. Somebody is going to end up risking their life and devoting their life into that type of protection. And what the smoke would do is cut that signal off, because you don't want that whole swarm saying, get them. Period. That's what the smoke is for, period. To break that connection, because if they ever get on a same accord, and that cord has you as the outside enemy, you're going to have a big problem to deal with. But right now, let's just sit back and watch the bees. Beatrice has clearly had her first hatching of eggs, and seems like she's getting her hive put together slowly but surely. There was a small stagnation with Beatrice's hive, simply because Beatrice's hive mostly came over to Beyonce hive for whatever. So much so that where I had to put another deep onto Beyonce's hive, because they started to grow at a rapid rate, and I think when they did hatch, it was so many of them that they was getting a tad bit frustrated due to the amount of space they had. So I had to add another deep. I could have did it a tad bit prematurely as well, but the thing that I'm most proud about is that I know that I got the signal from the bees to do that. That wasn't an action in which where I decided to do it. It's something in which where I just stayed in tune with the bees, and that's what they suggested I do, and I'm happy with that. We're in a situation, and I'm finding that the right communication and or guidance haven't been given, and are not being is not being received from my bees. Our bees are calling us for the real beekeepers to return to this to beekeeping, simply because there are a lot of things done, and there needs to be, and there going to be a bee bill of rights that I'm going to start to design. And during the bee bill of rights, it's going to be certain things in that all beekeepers must abide by. First thing is that in all circumstances, bees must have anywhere between 30 to 60% of their of their of their um, racks empty. It's just one that's real important out of many. I have 9 bee bill of rights right now, but I'll be introducing them a little later. But they do, and there will be a bee bill of rights. If we want to stay on this planet. And I think we do. There has been a signal given to remove me away from the premises. Although I do have some work to do right now. I'm not doing it right now, and these bees are a tad bit more aggressive than the ones that I have, and they will send that signal a little quicker than I'm used to. And their drones are very aggressive. And I know what's happening. And I know what they're doing. And I'll explain it a little later. And some of the problems that I'm causing. And why they bring about a slight amount of aggression. The reason is, as I said before, the smoke. As they smell the other bees, they smelling the smoke on them, and that smoke is making the level of connectivity of the message a little bit less than it is. So what's happening in there is that some of the bees are switching their assignments due to the smoke that's on them, and they are doing something else other than what they should be doing right there. So there's a small disorientation in the hive. The queen has noticed. The queen has sent out There was total assault on me by a drone. He chased me all the way in the barn. It was horrible. Okay, use the money that's in there.
You want me to keep the boys here? Or?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm about to come in there.